There is a particular kind of organizational dysfunction that looks, from the outside, like productivity. Meetings are packed. Slide decks are polished. Everyone is busy. There are dashboards with metrics and weekly reports with status updates and quarterly reviews with highlight reels. The organization is in constant motion. But ask 3 people in the same team what the team is trying to achieve this year, and you will often get 3 different answers. Ask what success looks like in 6 months, and the answers will be even more divergent. Ask which specific actions this week will move the needle on the most important priority, and the conversation tends to stall. This is not a people problem. It is a planning problem. And it happens at every level. In startups, in global corporations, in government agencies, in not-for-profits. The language of strategy, goals, objectives, strategies, tactics, is used so interchangeably and so carelessly that the planning hierarchy it is supposed to create collapses into a single undifferentiated pile of things to do. When a pharmaceutical company launching a new drug says their goal is to increase market penetration and their strategy is to increase market penetration, they are not using a planning hierarchy. They are using the same phrase twice. And the result is a team that moves in many directions simultaneously and wonders why progress feels slow. GOST is a framework designed to fix exactly this problem. Goals, objectives, strategies, and tactics. 4 distinct layers. 4 distinct questions. 1 coherent planning architecture that connects the destination to the path and the path to the daily work. Welcome back to The Catalyst. This is episode 15. Today we cover GOST, the planning framework that helps organizations and project teams build genuine strategic clarity. What each layer means, how the 4 layers connect, and why getting the boundaries right between them is one of the highest value investments any leader or manager can make. GOST was formalized and popularized by Rich Horvath, a strategy consultant and founder of the Strategic Thinking Institute, through his book, Elevate, and subsequent consulting work. Horvath observed that the single most common source of strategic dysfunction in organizations was not bad strategy. It was confusion about what strategy actually was. Teams were labeling tactics as strategies, confusing objectives with goals, and building annual plans that looked structured on the surface but had no coherent logic connecting the aspirational to the actionable. GOST gave leaders a vocabulary and a hierarchy that resolved this confusion. The framework has been adopted across industries, in technology companies, financial services organizations, consumer goods companies, and increasingly in project management contexts, where the same planning confusion manifests in projects that can't articulate the difference between their deliverables and their intended outcomes. Let us go through each layer. The first layer is goals. Goals are high-level qualitative statements of the desired end state. They describe where the organization or team wants to be. They do not specify how to get there, and they do not contain measurements. They are directional, not quantitative. A goal might be to become the most trusted digital payments platform in Southeast Asia, or to establish market leadership in cloud-native infrastructure services for the financial sector. These statements point in a direction. They describe a future condition. They do not tell you how many customers you need, what your revenue should be, or what product you should build. That is intentional. Goals are the horizon, not the milestone. The second layer is objectives. Objectives are specific, measurable expressions of what success looks like, the concrete outcomes that, if achieved, will confirm you have made genuine progress toward the goal. Objectives answer the question, how will we know if we are moving in the right direction? If the goal is to become the most trusted digital payments platform in Southeast Asia, an objective might be increase our Net Promoter Score in Singapore from 42 to 65 by the end of Q3. Or reduce transaction failure rates from 1.2% to below 0.5% within 6 months. Objectives are where the aspiration meets the measurement. They should be SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. The third layer is strategies. Strategies are the high-level approaches, the chosen routes, through which objectives will be achieved. Strategy is about making choices. It is about deciding what you will focus on, what you will invest in, and Barsal. Critically, what you will not do. If the objective is to improve the Net Promoter Score from 42 to 65, there are many possible strategies. You could focus on product reliability improvements, on customer support quality, on user experience redesign, on transparent communication about outages, on loyalty program development. Strategy is the choice between these routes. It is the answer to the question, given our goals and objectives, and given our resources and constraints, which path do we take? This is where most planning documents fail. They list many possible strategies without making a choice. A strategy that says we will improve customer satisfaction through reliability, support, experience, and communication is not a strategy. It is a list. Strategy requires prioritization, and prioritization requires the discipline to say no to some options that are good so you can concentrate on the ones that are best. The fourth layer is tactics. Tactics are the specific operational activities through which strategies are executed. They are the individual actions, initiatives, and tasks that make strategies concrete. They belong in the near term. They have owners. They have deadlines. They are the answer to what will we actually do. If the strategy is to improve Net Promoter Score through user experience redesign, tactics might include commission a user research study on the top 5 friction points by week 2. Brief the design team on research findings by week 4. Develop 3 prototype redesigns for the payment flow by week 8. Run A/B testing with 500 active users by week 10. Tactics are where the plan becomes work. They are the items that appear on project plans, sprint backlogs, and individual to-do lists. And they only have traction when they are clearly connected to the strategy they are serving, the objective they are feeding, and the goal they are ultimately advancing. The power of GOST is not in any single layer. It is in the connections between the layers. Every tactic should be traceable upward to a strategy. Every strategy should be traceable to an objective. Every objective should be traceable to a goal. If you cannot draw that line, if you are doing work that you cannot connect to a goal, that work either does not belong in the plan or the plan is missing something. Amazon is one of the most cited examples of GOST thinking in practice, whether they use the framework by name or not. Amazon's overarching goal, to be the most customer-centric company in the world, is a qualitative direction. Their objectives over different periods have included measurable outcomes in delivery speed, product range, and price competitiveness. Their strategies have included building their own logistics infrastructure, developing the AWS cloud platform, and acquiring Whole Foods. Their tactics are the thousands of specific product decisions, engineering initiatives, and operational improvements that execute against those strategies every day. The coherence between those layers is what distinguishes Amazon's growth from organizations that are equally busy but far less directional. GOST does not create the strategy, but it creates the architecture that makes strategy legible and executable. In the context of project management, GOST is equally powerful. A project that can articulate its goal, the ultimate change it is contributing to, its objectives, the measurable outcomes it will deliver, its strategies, the approaches it has chosen to deliver those outcomes, and its tactics, the work breakdown structure that executes those approaches, has a planning foundation that almost every project that fails is missing. The most common GOST failure is conflation, treating two different layers as the same thing. The clearest signal that a plan has a conflation problem is when the same phrase appears as both the goal and the objective, or both the strategy and the tactic. Another common failure is writing objectives that are not actually measurable. Improve customer satisfaction is not an objective. It is a directional aspiration, a goal in disguise. Increase customer satisfaction scores from 62 to 75 by the end of the fiscal year is an objective. A third failure is writing strategies that are so broad they could describe any action. Invest in our people is not a strategy. It is a value statement. Upskill our customer-facing teams in digital advisory capabilities to support our shift from transactional to relationship-led service is a strategy. The discipline required to separate these layers feels uncomfortable the first time because it forces specificity and choice. But that discomfort is the point. If writing a goal forces you to admit that you have not actually decided what the goal is, GOST has just saved you from executing against the wrong destination. 5 things to carry from this episode. 1. Goals, objectives, strategies, and tactics are 4 different things. Goals are directional and qualitative. Objectives are specific and measurable. Strategies are chosen approaches. Tactics are specific actions. Using them interchangeably destroys the planning hierarchy that makes execution coherent. 2. Strategy is a choice, not a list. A strategy that says you will pursue every possible approach to every objective is not a strategy. It is a wish list. The value of strategy is in the prioritization it forces. What will you focus on and what will you not do? 3. Every tactic should trace upward to a strategy, every strategy to an objective, every objective to a goal. If any link in that chain is missing, either the work does not belong in the plan or the plan is incomplete. 4. GOST is as useful for projects as it is for organizations. A project that can articulate its goal, its measurable objectives, its strategic approaches, and its tactical work plan has a planning foundation that most projects, which confuse scope with goal and deliverables with outcomes, are missing entirely. 5. Your action this week. Take one current initiative, a project, a program, a team goal, and build a single-page GOST for it. Write the goal. Write 2 or 3 measurable objectives. Write the strategic choices you are making. Write the specific tactics under each strategy. If you cannot fill in any layer, that is where your planning work needs to start. That brings us to the end of this series of The Catalyst. Over these 15 episodes, we have covered the frameworks, concepts, and tools that the best project managers, team leads, and organizational leaders use to think clearly, decide well, and lead with confidence. From grapevine communication to GOST, from the 9-box model to VUCA, from RACI to stakeholder management. These are not academic ideas. They are practical lenses that change how you see your work and what you do about it. If you have found value in this series, Share it with someone who's leading a project or a team right now. Subscribe to stay connected and keep building. The next level of your career is not waiting for an opportunity. It is waiting for the clarity to recognize it when it arrives. This has been The Catalyst. We will see you in the next series.